This is mandatory subjects of bargaining.
So I am here talking to Rudy Gonzalez. Gonzalez?
I think it's, let me check my Gonzalez with a Z.
With a Z.
Not with an S.
Okay.
That's a thing.
And executive director of the San Francisco Labor Council.
Yes, sir.
Did I get that right? It's not central or northern?
It's not central. Everyone else seems central or fed or federation or something.
So the San Francisco Labor Council.
Since 1893.
Man, you are old.
Really old. I'm feeling it too.
1893. So what's going on?
125 years, 126 years in.
Yeah. How long you been there?
A little over a year. Man. I was, it feels like forever. I was,
in dog years, it's like, or in labor council years, it's 20.
Yeah. I think in May of last year, I was appointed interim and then nominated and confirmed by the delegates in August. So September, here we are. September is, I'm 1 year into my 2 year term.
It's like an anniversary. So
kind of.
So it was like Labor Day last year of 18?
As an interim, though, it started May because we had a transition.
Oh, okay.
Tim Paulson had been the head of the Labor Council for 14 years, and the building trades asked him to go help them during a transition. So I just kind of jumped into it. And like day one was, strike sanction for AFSCME 3299 at the UC. And day two was our annual Cope dinner.
Oh,
and
God,
so we just kind of got thrust right into it. Yeah.
Labor Day, were you the director in 18 or?
Yeah.
Because we just had a Labor Day now, which would be like your first full Labor Day.
Yeah.
What do you guys do over there?
I take credit and or blame for entirely.
Right. I'm always over in the east or the north. I haven't done much of a San Francisco Labor Day. What happened? What were we talking about?
I don't remember. I was lying about something.
So Labor Day. So
this was like
Labor Day 19.
This was a big Labor Day. There's a new generation of people in these roles, these kind of coalition or federation roles.
There's been a whole turnover from everywhere, huh?
Massive, yeah. So Alameda County, Liz Ortega-Toro, who's
right,
like 4 layers of sheetrock from where we're sitting, and I think coming to join us.
That'd be great if she just jumped in.
Yeah. Now we have to meet the expectation though, because we just said it.
I know.
Josh Anajar from the AFL-CIO, and in labor years,
I just
Julie Lind is still new.
Just how out of touch I am. Well, I'm down in the trenches, man. I'm at the FOB of unionism.
Are you a delegate to any of these labor councils?
No, God, no.
Okay, well, that's why.
Why would I do that right now?
Julie Lind Rupp, who was the longtime political director in San Mateo County, was elected and seated as their executive secretary treasurer. I think it's going on like 4 years now. Though in labor leader years, that's like.
But yeah, just in general, there is a generational change. I think in a lot of these organizations too, just rep wise. I mean, everywhere, it's all new faces.
Yeah, it's an interesting moment right now in the movement where you have a lot of turnover, a lot of institutional knowledge, getting ready to retire. And are you okay?
I'm looking for my glasses. Yeah. No, and trying to retain that institutional knowledge.
You looking for your glasses that were on the top of your head while we're talking about turnover and retirement.
How old are you now? Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that. I'm 35.
Oh, fuck you. You're not 35.
I am 35. Rode hard and put up wet too many times.
35?
Yeah. But
seriously?
But I always pull older when we're like, wait, how
I was going to go at least like 41 just for out of my own self-respect.
Yeah. Depends how much gray is showing.
Oh, so you got a long way to go. I just turned 50, so.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to say. Sure.
Are you anywhere near where you thought you would be at 50?
Oh,
just in terms of waist size.
No, I thought I'd be down in the hot place right now.
Yeah. Not quite. And you have 2 kids.
Yes. 9 and 6.
9 and 6.
Boys.
Boys.
Yep.
We have our boy, 2 years old.
Yeah, you got it all.
The girls are 8 going on 9 next month and 10. So I definitely feel older than 35.
So did you take them to Labor Day?
One of them.
That was part of my thing as a kid too. I remember that.
Really?
Yeah, going to Labor Day.
I don't have distinct memories of Labor Day. Labor Day is I think as a kid, we're more like, we were going to state fairs, and it was like my dad, who was a fireman, and the guys and their kids, and it was like tailgate at the ball game.
Nice. What in God's name is that noise?
I don't know.
Anyway, so what'd you guys do for Labor Day in the city, man?
Labor Day in the city was
your executive director.
Relatively quiet. It was one of the first Labor Days we could remember where we didn't have our own strike. We didn't have our own.
Right. There's usually something to do.
There's usually a hotel or 4 or 5 on strike or
hotel.
Something's going on. This year we decided to couple the kind of celebratory theme with an action that was happening that does definitely affect workers and families in San Francisco through the Kaiser struggle.
Oh, Kaiser. What is going on with Kaiser?
That's a good question.
I don't want to take you off Labor Day, but we got to go back.
No, it's okay. That's part of Labor Day. I think, so there was a big action in Oakland and there's, kind of a complicated landscape around who represents whom at Kaiser. But
as usual,
there are a number of labor organizations though that are all finding themselves, in a common space where they're up against what they're calling corporatized healthcare medicine, that's spending hundreds of millions of dollars on, major league advertising.
That's what I don't understand. Like the billboard advertising around town. It's crazy.
It is. Yeah. And there's stuff across the bay they're investing heavily in. And so it's got, unions with varied interests and diverse memberships and differences of opinion and strategy all on the same page in terms of taking on that behemoth, in our community. And so there's a big action in Oakland on Labor Day in the morning. And then we were just about a mile away afterwards, over at Snow Park. Have you been to Snow Park?
I have not been to Snow Park.
Favorite park. I take the little guy there sometimes.
Really?
Right off of Lake Merritt, Harrison and the lake.
Oh,
yeah. Beautiful.
Where in relation to Fairyland?
Cause that's the point of reference.
For me, it is
just around that corner.
I'll just keep going.
Does that make any sense? So if you were at Lake House, Boat Chalet, whatever.
Yeah. The boathouse. The
boathouse. Before you make the turn onto.
Right.
Yeah. That one. Grand.
Yeah. Grand. Yes.
It's on the left.
Oh, okay.
Snow Park's right where Harrison meets at the intersection.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. No, it's great down there.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I do.
It's gorgeous. It was the second.
Well, do you live around there or?
No, we live up closer to 13.
Okay.
Yeah. It was kind of the staging point for Occupy Oakland. So it took a beating.
I was up in the north
during that stuff. Yeah. Was there an Occupy Petaluma? Were you guys taking on the corporate, the 1% in Petaluma or?
Yeah, the 1% Petaluma's farmers.
Oh, taking on Big Ag.
Big Ag. So Labor Day. So it was all about Kaiser because I saw Local 29. They were in here all prepping up.
Yeah. So for San Francisco, our direct affiliates there are, National Union of Healthcare Workers, OPEIU 29 and Engineers and Scientists. And we had them as part of our program on the Friday before Labor Day. That's usually when we have a big breakfast in San Francisco and talk about our big campaigns and.
Right.
It was a great program.
Like a warm up.
Yeah, kind of a warm up. Yeah. We had Sara Nelson. You met Sara Nelson?
No, I haven't.
Have you listened to Sara Nelson?
I have not.
Oh, you should get Sara Nelson on this podcast.
Okay, that'd be great. By the way,
what podcast are we on? This is the demo podcast, right?
This is mandatory subjects of bargaining, for lack of a better name. Yeah,
I like mandatory subjects of bargaining.
Yeah, which is everything actually. It's not everything. Don't get all legal on me.
I didn't say permissive.
Stop it. Permissive. Yeah,
no legal here. So, anyway, Sara Nelson, international president, Association of Flight Attendants, CWA, amazing firebrand, great speaker, good leader.
Nice.
Yeah. Good
so
stuff.
Is that part of that generational institutional change or no?
I think so. What are you looking at?
Dude, am
I not supposed to reference things that people can't see?
No, this is driving me crazy and I got to learn to not do this. I bought an Apple Watch, right? Because I'm 50 and my heart's suspect at times.
Okay.
And that, not in the carrying sense, but in the mechanical functional sense.
Of course.
Which it's actually fine. But I figured, I'm going to it's got some, if I fall down, now that I'm 50, if I fall down, it'll call, it'll call the cops or whatever.
It doesn't first call home and say, I'm going to be late.
I know.
That's more important.
And it's the worst fucking distraction in the world.
Is it?
Oh, I swore.
I thought it would be good and maybe help me stay off my phone. But I watch people constantly looking at their wrist.
Yeah, I just took it off. It's a major annoyance.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
don't do it.
Do you use the,
especially if you're doing Labor Day, don't do it. I'm trying to go back to Labor Day.
Oh, let's go. I'm there.
So you had speakers. What else?
Speakers.
Did we get a jump house?
We did. Well, we didn't have a jump house.
We need a jump house. We
had the jump slide.
Oh, okay.
That counts. An intense one.
That counts.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Because you got
ponies.
Kids.
I don't even think we ordered the ponies. Ponies were there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Ponies and face painting and bubbles and bubble machines and
yeah, you
art.
need that stuff. That's what gets, because as a kid, I think we went to the Labor Day picnic because it was a picnic.
Right.
And had all the fun stuff.
Right.
Right. I went up to the North Bay and, the one I had promised a jump house to the children and it wasn't there. So.
Jump houses are great.
Yeah.
They scare me a little bit, but.
Scare you how?
For the kids.
Just, is it a cleanliness thing or a physical injury thing?
I think it's both. A physical,
or it's like an injury
subconsciously
leading to
it's
some
a cleanliness
disease.
thing. Yeah. No, I think it's the injury. It's the injury.
Yeah, no, it'll happen.
And then it's like, I'm going to have to go in there and drag them out.
I have had to go
and then there will be an injury. Probably me, but.
That must be, it's like a kid rave, basically.
Yeah.
Inside the jump house. Oh my God. Yeah, I've been in there. It's fucking hell.
Yeah.
So
we can do that.
Did you guys have what
you just did?
Oh, I swear like all the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's part of
mandatory subjects of
swearing,
bargaining.
But no, I need my full range of expression. My vocabulary is so limited anyway. I can't take that away from myself. It's like one of my main tools.
Got it.
But you don't curse ever, do you?
I do all the time.
Being a good Catholic. Or you can just.
I try not to in front of the kids. And now the 2-year-old's like, he's starting to repeat things. And so I got to be real careful. But yeah, no, I try not to on school grounds or, around the kids.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Speaking of swearing, what happened yesterday with AB5?
What happened yesterday?
Yeah.
With AB5?
Yeah. There was a committee vote or something.
There was a committee vote. It got out of appropriations, didn't it? And that was Friday. Friday came out of appropriations.
Yeah. So it passed.
So yesterday, Senate floor.
You're the labor council.
Senate
this shit.
Went to full Senate floor. When you said AB5, my mind went to some of the behind the scenes of like every industry coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And forming their own kind of like, shadow groups of workers.
Right. Or some hybrid labor business
just
coalition.
Pushing their talking points or whatever. And
what's a big deal?
Something like 5,700, the news reported, 5,700 app-based drivers, weighed in on this since Labor Day. And of course, for flexibility and all these things. And basically, like the company, Uber or Lyft, sent them a message on their phone and they clicked it. And
there's no good.
They got co-opted.
There's no good Uber. I don't know. My opinion, there's no good Uber Lyft benefit for workers, period.
No, it
just doesn't work.
There was a protest yesterday in San Francisco of DoorDash and some other delivery drivers, and one of the women leading the protest said it best. She's like, flexibility is not what this is about. And by the way, even if it were, flexibility doesn't pay my rent. Flexibility doesn't feed me and my family. Flexibility doesn't. That's not what this is about. This is about equity and fairness and being compensated.
It's just
for the work.
The whole point is to subvert. Whether it's, payroll taxes or, all the different leave provisions, FMLA, all of it, all the different labor standards and laws and everything else are thrown out the fucking window with these people.
Yeah. And it fundamentally, keeps people from exercising what otherwise would be their federally protected right to organize.
Right. Especially. It's
a big piece. And I think Uber and Lyft have sucked a lot of the oxygen out of this conversation. There's so many parts of industry that are affected by this, but they're affected by this because they've been shirking their responsibilities, right? To provide those basic protections, to pay their fair share.
And they're kind of Walmarting the other businesses in the same spaces. Right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It kills off the competition too, that may provide, car rental being a good example, that may provide a good job,
That's right. Yeah, and even small businesses. I mean, when we went up for the big lobby day a few weeks back, Mission Pies in San Francisco, an institution and a favorite. The owner, she's closing up because she can't compete. She hires direct employees, and she can't compete with these companies. And so there's even a small business perspective that for the high road employers or just people who are following the law, right, and doing the right thing, they can't compete. So in that way, you're absolutely right. It's the Walmart effect.
Right. And then we're all going to end up eating Taco Bell.
No.
For breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If they keep killing off, what was that movie? That was a Stallone movie. Taco Bell was the sole remaining.
I'm glad I missed that Stallone movie.
It's a terrible movie.
That would have ruined my image of Stallone.